God consider his elect now apostles.
Does he consider the elect apostles?
Yeah, and I was comparing them to the tribes, the 12 tribes, because God had the 12 tribes, and then the 12th tribe, Benjamin, died. They was destroyed. And then God seemed to replace them with, I think, Ephraim and Manasseh. So then we got 13. And I was looking at how he looked at the apostles, because we had 12. And then the 12th one, Judas, died. He was destroyed. And then it seemed like God gave us, once again, 13, which would have been Matthias and Paul. So I was just kind of wondering, have you ever looked at that and compared those things?
Yeah. It's interesting how God does that with the tribes. Benjamin was almost wiped out, but not completely wiped out, and so the tribe did continue. But what happened was that Joseph was one of the 12 tribes, one of the 12 sons of Israel, of Jacob. And Joseph received a double portion. And so his two sons became the tribe of Joseph, Ephraim and Manasseh. That's how we get 13. But you're right. The Bible refers to 12, 12, 12, actually 13. And there were 12 apostles. Judas fell, and he went and hanged himself, or he betrayed the Lord, and then he hanged himself, and which left 11, and then they replaced him with Matthias. But then the Apostle Paul insists he's an apostle, and he did see the Lord, and so he would be the 13th. And it really is related to a verse in Deuteronomy 32, verse 8. It says, "When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel." So this is the sons of Adam, which would be mankind. We're all descendants, we're all sons of Adam. And the bounds of the sons of Adam are the bounds of the human race. And we would understand it in relationship to time, is set according to the number of the children of Israel. Now, you can never really know the number. They took a census a couple of times, and there would be 600,000 men of fighting age, but that's not what's in view. It's the number of the tribes. And there should be 12 tribes of Israel, and the world should last for 12,000 years, because the Old Testament history has 11,000 years to the coming of the Messiah, and the Bible points that out with the number 11, always looking to the Messiah, like Joseph dying at the age of 110, or Joshua, great types of Christ, also dying at the age of 110, and other indicators pointing to 11,000 years, and then Messiah would come and be cut off and die, like Joseph and Joshua. Well, so the Bible indicates 11,000 years of Old Testament history up until the Messiah. Then when the Messiah Christ comes, it says that Satan will be bound 1,000 years. And if you put the two together, you have 11,000, 1,000. It would equal 12,000 total years upon the loosing of Satan. And we know he was loosed in 1988. And that is the end stage, the beginning of the end of the world. It's just these few decades, and then it's over, and it would be right at 12,000 if Satan were bound for a literal 1,000 years, but it was a figurative 1,000 years representing the completeness of his binding, which stretched over the church age is 1,955 years, almost 2,000 years. So 1988 was not the 12,000th year, but the 13,000th year of Earth's history. So you see the bounds of the sons of Adam ought to be 12,000 years with the attachment of time at the end, the tribulation, great tribulation, and then it's over. But it turns out to be 13,000 years with these few years tacked on at the close. And that's one of the things that God is teaching by saying 12 apostles, 13, 12 tribes, 13. It's pointing, it's an interesting way of pointing to what he did with the overall history of the world.
Okay, and there's nobody else behind me yet. I noticed that the tribes go in order. The first tribe is Reuben, the last tribe is Benjamin. And I was wondering about the way he chose his disciples. I haven't really gotten to that point yet, but looking it over myself. So I was just wondering to you, have you noticed that there in the book of Matthew, he lists them all 12. And then in the book of, I think, Luke, and maybe some of the other books as well, but he lists them. And then I think at number 6 and 7, he switches out, I think is Matthew, Thomas, Simon, and Judas, the brother of James. He kind of switched those out, and then James is in there instead of somebody else.
No, I'm sorry, I haven't looked at that.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as the order, well, Reuben is first because he was the firstborn.
Right.
And one time when Joseph had gone into Egypt and he did not reveal himself yet, he sat them at the table in the order of their birth. But I don't know if the Bible gets into a meaning for that at all.
I was just wondering because, again, Benjamin, like you said, was almost wiped out. It was number 12. And then Judas was literally destroyed. So it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Always about number 12.
Well, with Benjamin, in the book of Judges, it pictures God's judgment on the corporate church. Because it was the time when there was no king in the land, and people did what came right in their own eyes, or whatever, however that statement goes. And it really is painting a picture of apostasy, and then God judged them. And he came as far as he could come without literally wiping them out. There was just a couple hundred left, a few hundred, in order to paint the picture, but he still needed them, so they recovered and continued to be a tribe.
Thank you,
But thank you.
Apostle?
I'm sorry? Apostle, the word apostles.
Am I an apostle? Are you an apostle?
Well, the word apostle is to be sent.
Yeah.
And today, in time past, in the day of salvation, the people of God were sent to carry the gospel in an evangelistic way unto salvation. Today we're sent in a different manner. If we go to Revelation 14, it says in verse 15, another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time has come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. The word thrust is the same word send. And so it's basically God saying, send in the sickle, or send his messengers, apostles, who will carry out the task. In this case, it's to bring the information having to do with judgment, and that will assist in reaping. Thank you.